Okay, so here we go with the, this is a 20 long, 77 centimeters, um, nano planted tank. It's barely a nano tank, but I'm just going to run through a few species of fish, species of plants, my thoughts on them, and them in this particular tank necessarily. That's not nearite snail, it's a tiger nearite. There's a zebra nearite in here too. This is a smaller guy. Yeah, there's some greenery growing on him. I had to wipe algae off the algae eating snail, which is like kind of ironic, but or whatever. Anyway, moving on. That's Hygrophila corymbosa. I think the common name's green temple. I don't know the common name of most plants. I tend to stick to the scientific botanical names. See some of the fry in the back swimming. Their pelvic chromis poker. I like this. That Hygrophila though reminds me of bamboo the way it's growing now. It's been cut and propagated a few times, so I might use that a little differently in the future. But it definitely reminds me of bamboo. Got the red back there, a little bit of color. It is Mania. I think it's supposed to be a Mania gracilis. I'm not really sure. Gotta wait and see how it turns out. Rotella indica there, which I use Rotella indica quite often. It's a very undemanding plant, but nice growth. And really nice once it gets established. I think there may also be some Luigia, not sure which species or cultivar mixed in there, but one of the reds, Senegalensis, or I don't think it's quite super red. There was some Java moss up there on that wood. It's just regular Java moss, nothing special. This is Hygrophila corymbosa compacta. It's going to stay smaller. It's not going to get tall like the other Hygrophila. Like the other Hygrophila corymbosa. That was Luigia. I think there was like one or two of those over there. It might even be the same thing. I'm really not sure. I think I got two different shipments, and one of them had better color than the other. So that might be the same plant, but some kind of Luigia species. Once again, don't think it's like super red, but might be Senegalensis or something. These two little green plants I will come back to. They're some of my favorite, partially because of what they're doing right there. That's Ammania gracilis. Not gracilis. Ammania senegalensis. The straggly stuff in the front there. The ones in the back, the green with the weird leaves, that's Hygrophila deformis. That's one of my favorites. Also fast growing, takes a lot of nutrients out of the water. And the leaf structure changes a lot according to fertilizer and light intensity. This is Luigia repens, just the regular stuff right there. Underside of the leaves purple, which looks pretty cool, especially once they get bigger and you can actually see it. There is a lily in there, Nymphaea species. I cut the floating leaves off because it was starting to grow algae on it. Which is like a continuing issue in here. I'm trying to get a hold of that. Ahead of that. This is Cardamine lirata. First time I've used this plant. I like it. It's just, I don't know. It's a little weird and a little different, but I like it. Undemanding once again. This is Lemnophilia aromatica. Not It's actually a herb. I think they call it rice paddy herb. But used in South Asian cooking. It's got a weird smell to it, hence the species aromatica. It's difficult to describe, but they use it in soups. And I was told and I read that it can be grown underwater, and the leaves change because the leaves look a lot different than this. But it just takes a really long time. And there they are. The leaves are changing now to that submerged form, and they'll get a nice purplish color once they get bigger, and so forth and so on. This is just some more Java moss on that broken branch. Fell down during a storm, water change or whatever. But all these plants they'll change a lot. This gravel doesn't have much nutrients in it, but I have some new stuff to add to it. This plant right here is mini dwarf hairgrass, Heliocharis acicularis or something like that. So I forgot the species. But this is the mini form. You see regular hairgrass and you see dwarf hairgrass. But this stays really, really short. I doubt it'll get much bigger, much taller than what you see in there. That's about the max of it. And about 3 inches. That's it. Excuse me. When I saw it, I was surprised to see that mini dwarf hairgrass, and I said, you know what? I think I could use that somewhere, and I have an idea. I know exactly where I'm going to use it, but I'm going to use some old school aquascaping techniques, and I got to prepare that first to go in here, and then I'm going to incorporate that mini dwarf hairgrass. So, yeah, algae isn't too bad in the tank now. It has been worse. I took out a bunch of plants and treated them to get rid of the algae, and I've been actually blackening